Hi, welcome to my next video. I'm sitting here outside my post office. I'm about to go in and get my mail. I'm using a different app, something called Beauty Cam. It has a lot of filters, and so I decided to try it. Most of the filters I don't really care for, but some of them I do. I know I like Sweet Selfie. That was pretty cool, but it allows me only 3 minutes. I don't know about this one. This one looks like it is also limited. It's probably a 3-minute or 5-minute limitation as well. But anyway, I thought I would try it just the same because I do like it. I kind of like it anyway, and it looks pretty cool. So between this one, Sweet Selfie, and Blue Map, I like them pretty good. Anyway, haven't been using Blue Map much, or Sweet Selfie. I don't use it as much because there's so many advertisements. But anyway, I thought I'd try this one. Anyway, it's probably, I can see, it looks like it's maybe a 3-minute cap, maybe 5, maybe. Anyway, it'll work really well for my shorter, little tiny short videos. Anyway, I'm here at the post office. This was not my intention. I was going to come back to the post office maybe tomorrow or maybe on Saturday. Well, actually not Saturday because I want to head back up to the Blue Ridge Parkway, but I was going to come maybe tomorrow. Well, I stopped at a gas station before I hit the interstate to go to my physical therapy. And when I got ready to leave, I noticed everyone was getting off of the interstate. They were all exiting the interstate and coming into the gas station. And I thought, oh no, there must be some kind of a backup. And when I left, I noticed there was. So I had to try to find a different route to get me to where I need to go. Unfortunately, I can't make it to my physical therapy. It's just going to take, it would have just taken too long. So I had to call her. I'll have my next appointment will be next week. And I have only been doing once a week. I don't like the fact that I could only do, it's going to be 2 weeks this next time out, but I am trying to do my exercises either while I'm out on the road. I'm trying to do them. If I'm at the house, I try to do them if I can. I noticed it didn't work really well on the bed, so, or the futon rather, it didn't work really well, so I'm going to have to try to find a yoga mat, and a yoga mat would also work when I'm out on the road too. If I can find one that folds, I'd like to find one that folds. Anyway, that said, I had to take a different route, so when I did, I ended up coming over here to the post office, and I figured I might as well. One of my cards is about ready to expire, the one I use all the time. It's getting ready to expire, so I've only got like 4 days left on it, but I figured, 4 or 5 days, but I figured, I could wait until tomorrow. But anyway, since I had to take a detour, I decided just to come on over here to the post office and, get my mail and get my new card. The other thing, I tried Filmmaker. When I got done using Filmmaker to pull the video together, I did not like it. I just didn't like it. I haven't found another one that I overly like. My phone within my camera is probably the best one. I still haven't figured out how to make it full screen. I have no idea how to make that work. I know that Camera 365 makes it a bigger screen than some of the other apps. I do know that. And that's one of the reasons for me using the Camera 365 app a lot. In fact, I use it almost exclusively now, and then only occasionally do I use Sweet Selfie or Bloom. The reason I don't use Sweet Selfie, again, is because of so many advertisements. Bloom, I like. I think I take that back. I actually paid for Bloom, and after I paid for it, I wish I hadn't have. In fact, I did cancel it. I paid for the initial one, but I canceled it so it won't, charge me when it comes up. It's months before it'll charge me, but I decided, because the last few times I tried to use the Bloom app, it didn't work very well. It just did not work, and I didn't like it. It kept sticking. It was buggy. I had to delete, uninstall, reinstall. Anyway, no good. Okay, this particular app lasts 5 minutes, just like the Bloom app. And as I was saying, I'm not using the Bloom app anymore. One of the reasons is because it got so buggy. Sometimes it wouldn't save the video. Sometimes it would save it, but without sound. I got sick of that. I said, no, I'm just going to wait till maybe they come out with a new version. And maybe a new version will be less buggy. And hopefully, if it is, then I'm just not going to use it. But hopefully, eventually, they'll come out with a new version. I made the mistake of updating it when the update came out. And I so wish I hadn't have updated it. I wish I had have just left it the way it was. Anyway, I'm still sitting here I'm in the same place, at the post office. I'm actually in a gas station and a Papa John's next door to the post office. But anyways, I'm only going to be here for a second. Well, a minute. And then I'll be leaving. This is just a kind of a short video. I've already went over some of the stuff that I already did a video today, a bigger video talking about all the stuff I plan on doing, or the things I have planned, the things that I want to do, like with maybe looking for some property and looking for some land. I don't like South Carolina as much. However, that is definitely a possibility. So South Carolina, North Carolina, maybe Tennessee. I haven't had a chance to really look at Zillow yet, but I am going to take a few minutes and look at Zillow. And I've looked at it. I've used them before, but it's been a while. The last time I looked was months ago, and it was at some land when I was in Georgia. And Georgia is not a place I'm not sure I would want to be because it is so hot. One of the things that I want to do, though, is if I find some land, I definitely definitely want to do some video, and just get some video so I can put it out there. Also, so that I have something to compare it to, like I look at one piece of property and I go, okay. And then I look at another piece of property, I go, okay, and I can, at least I've got the videos, and I can look at the videos, instead of trying to remember from memory, I can go back and actually watch the videos, and also when I'm making notes of things I like and dislike, or pros, cons, that kind of thing, because breathing too much. Anyway, I noticed that there was a couple other YouTubers that I've been watching that are also, I guess, in the market to find land or some kind of property. Now, the difference with me is that I'm open. So I'm open to both I'm open to both a piece of land, something that I could possibly put a mobile home on, a tiny home, studio shed, or even a small travel trailer. So, of course, it would need to be improved I want it to be improved so that I can, I can put in a septic tank and a well and all that good stuff. Like I said, I'm open. Not just, I want to look at land, so maybe I can have something for, like a studio shed or tiny home or mobile home. And also, maybe just regular houses that are already, already standing, already built, and and then take a look at both, basically, and then decide, between cost, because I know that I've looked at the studio sheds and they're not cheap. They're not particularly cheap, so they're not as expensive as they could be, but I mean they're not overly cheap. And then I have to, you have to factor in, after you buy the studio shed, you have to factor in buying the land, purchasing, putting in a well, a septic tank, and also if there's any tree removal, that's another issue. If it has to be landscaped to be able to, to put it in. So those are all foundation. I don't know if they do the foundation or not. I would have to do a little more research on that one. So I have to look at it from all different perspectives and decide from there. I'm also going to consider like I said, property as well. Homes, houses that are already built. I might consider a mobile home that's already standing if it's on land that would come with the mobile home. If I could buy both the mobile home and the land, I will not buy any piece of property. I will not buy any home or mobile home or anything like that that I have to pay rent to someone else and they can tell me to leave at some point. I will not do that. There's a lot of that out there, and I won't do that. Again, I'm open. I'm also open to South Carolina, North Carolina, possibly Tennessee, maybe even Virginia. But of course, it's going to depend on the area. It's going to depend on if it's, the weather in that area. I know South Carolina can get excessively hot. North Carolina is a little cooler, but some of the areas I don't like in North Carolina. And some of the areas, a lot of property in North Carolina, depending on what county you go into, is a lot higher on taxes. So that's another issue that I have to consider. Not just not just the price of the land, and because if I decide, let's say land, I have to factor in the price of the land. I have to factor in the price of a studio shed if I go that route, the cost of that, or the cost of a mobile home, putting in a septic tank, putting in a well, any tree removal, any landscaping, and then on top of all that, you have to factor in taxes. And as far as a home or already built, I would only have to factor in any repairs that might be needed. Of course, if I bought something in the way of like a used mobile home, which I really don't want, but I'm just throwing that out there, I would have to certainly think about repairs there too. As far as a house, I would have to think about, after the inspection came back, think about repairs and, any repairs that needed to be done, and factor that in on top of the actual cost of the home. And then you got to factor in, then there's other things to factor in too with all of it. Location, neighbors, things I like, don't like, and then of course, like I said, last but not least, taxes. And I know in some areas in North Carolina, the taxes are very expensive. I mean, there's a couple of counties in North Carolina that I like, but they're like, and in fact, the county that mine and my ex-husband's house is in, it is in one of the highest taxed counties in the state, and and that does not, and it's in the city limits, so we get not only county taxes but city taxes as well. City water and sewage is like outrageous. I mean, I used to live there many years ago, and that was back before I had a car. I didn't have one, and I walked. I was only 2 miles from downtown, pretty much within walking distance of everything. If I needed to get across town, I could call a taxi. It wasn't that big of a deal, and so I walked every day, and it was not an issue. So I didn't have, at that time, I didn't have gas money, I didn't have car repairs, car maintenance, the price of a vehicle. I didn't have any of that stuff. And I remember water and sewage being kind of high, kind of expensive, but now it is like through the roof. I mean, it is so exorbitant. The cost of water is like, it's insane. The cost of water and sewage in the house, in our house, and mine and my ex-husband's house, is so exorbitant that it's insane. It's cheaper. It's actually, power, of course, is not cheap either, but that's probably not cheap anywhere. But the water, sewage, and garbage is just, it's insanity. It is so expensive. Water and sewage, and that's just water and sewage. That doesn't include garbage. The last few months, I've looked at that it ranges in $60 to $70 a month just for water and sewage. Sometimes more. 1 month, I guess we must have done laundry more, and it was like $100. I mean, just it's completely insane. It is so expensive. It's just totally insane. The price of water and sewage is so exorbitant at this property and in this location that taking a shower every day is an impossibility. It literally is an impossibility to be able to afford the water and sewage. I can't take a shower I couldn't take a shower every day if I can't. And neither can my ex-husband. It's impossible. And I know there are times when he starts to kind of smell, and I'm like, but it's impossible. You can't take a shower every day. Fact is, taking a shower once a month is pushing it. I'd say, to keep things reasonable at this house, taking a shower about once every 2 weeks, that's reasonable. Doing laundry once every 2 weeks or 3 is reasonable, and it's still exorbitantly expensive. I think the base price is like $40, and that's even if you don't use water. It's like a $40 base price. It's excessive. Honestly, I can't really take a shower at that house. I mean, not very often, and neither can he. It's because it's so expensive. The truth is, and I do my laundry there as much as I can. I usually do my laundry there because it's just easier. But as far as showering goes, it's cheaper to get a gym membership. It really is. It's cheaper to go to the gym and shower. And as far as laundry, it's cheaper to go to the laundromat. It's that simple. I mean, having water is just a luxury. It's a luxury at this property because the water and sewage is so exorbitantly expensive that we can't take showers every day. We can't even take showers once a week at the house. We can't do laundry once a week. We can't really do much of anything. The water is so bad. It tastes so bad because, being city water, it's heavily chlorinated. It is so chlorinated, it smells like bleach. It's horrible. It's horrible. You can't use the water to drink. You can't use the water. I don't even want to use water to cook with. Now, my ex-husband said he could use the water to cook with if he boiled it, but we buy mostly bottled water. I mean, it's insane. We live in a house. It's insane that we have a house that you can't shower at, you can't do your laundry at, you can't drink the water, you have to buy bottled water. Basically, it's just a luxury. And then, of course, and then let's not forget, sewage, as expensive as sewage is, you can only flush the toilet when you do a number 2. I mean, that's insane. That's insane. It's easier and cheaper, as far as utilities go, it's cheaper for me to be out on the road. Of course, my ex-husband with his back, he can't do that. And then, of course, I'm dealing with him, and that's another issue that I've talked about, and I don't even want to get into that here because we argue all the time. It's toxic. It's not a good thing. And that's another issue. I don't like the fact, he when he's not drinking, it's still hard to be around him. We don't have any furniture in the house. I mean, obviously, the house needs a ton of work. I just got through doing like $30,000 worth of remodel work, and then the property management company fell down on the job and created more repairs and more work for me. So it's just, I don't know. In fact, I was looking into selling it to an investor a few months back, but my ex-husband just made it so difficult I couldn't. I don't even know what I'm going to do. I don't even know where I'm going to fall in that category. I don't even know what I'm going to do. Anyway, that said, and it's very similar out on the boat, Of course, the difference is I don't have utilities, It has tanks, and you have a water tank and all that stuff. And I mostly just go to the gym to do what I need to do. There's also a studio shed that the landlord finally put in, so that's a big help. Anyway, that said, I'm here at the post office. I don't want to make this video any longer. I need to go in. My ex-husband and I have our second COVID vaccines today, and I'm definitely going to make that. So I'm going to end this video for now, and just wanted to go over a few things. Anyway, God bless. Peace.